Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. I am Dr. Humaira Arshad, Associate Professor of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, Independent Medical College, Faisalabad. Today we will discuss the topic that is abortion. And why we have to discuss in forensic medicine, although you have to read it in gynae, what is abortion, what are their types, what are the causes of abortions, but in forensic point of view we have a different definition of the abortion and what are the consequences and what are the medico-legal importance of the abortion and how you have to examine a case. So the abortion is defined as the expulsion of the products of the conception at any period of gestation before full term, that is 280 days. And the distinction between abortion, miscarriage and premature delivery are not recognized in law. So the termination and expulsion of the products of the conception is known as the abortion in forensic medicine. So abortion may be classified as natural or induced. Natural abortions have different causes and they will be, you will be discussed in gynae, and here we will only discuss the legal abortion and criminal abortion because the forensic medicine have importance of these types of expulsion of the products of the conception. Legal abortion is done in conditions where the continuance of pregnancy would involve the risk to the life of the mother, both physically and mentally, or mother have and some organic diseases having extensively or in advanced stages, like she has in CCF or active tuberculosis, having uncontrolled diabetes and hypertension complicated with heart failure or renal failure, and some renal diseases having like nephrotic syndrome and pulmonary hypertension, hepatitis, fulminant toxemia, that is known as the PET, herediform mole. It is also a kind of pregnancy having Graves-like structures along with the fetus, some malignant diseases, insanity, and if the female exposes to German measles, chickenpox and other serious viral infections in first trimester, then we legally have to terminate the pregnancy, and that is known as the legal abortion. Now look, this is a child who is legally not terminated and born alive, having that is known as the hydrocephalus. It is a condition causing spinal fluid to swell patient's brain. It is a very miserable condition and having repeatedly operations and having more than one complications with the spina bifida or meningocele also. So to get rid of these kinds of congenital abnormalities, if diagnosed early, then we have to terminate legally these pregnancies. Now what are the requirements for the therapeutic or legal abortion? It is essential that operation must be performed in good faith and it should be done by a trained gynecologist, and pregnancy can only be terminated by opinion from 2 registered specialists, and the termination of pregnancy must be carried out in government hospitals or at a place approved by the government. The written consent of the woman is essential, or from the guardian if she is lunatic. Now the illegal abortion or criminal abortion, it is performed with criminal intent to get rid of the fetus. And there are different methods, as you know, that the criminal abortion is performed with criminal persons having criminal intent to get rid of the fetus, so they use different methods to get rid of it. Methods: first, the administration of the drugs and the application of the mechanical violence. And the administration of the drugs, they are commonly used as the drugs acting directly on the uterus to increasing the uterine contractions, and drugs acting indirectly on the uterus. Drugs acting directly on the uterus, they are known as the ecbolics, immunogogues, and others. Ecbolics are the increasing the contraction of the uterus, and they are known as like ergot, quinine, cotton root bark is as a resembling the ergot. They are used in large doses, and they cause the contractions of the uterus to expel the fetus. Immunogogues, these are the drugs increasing the menstrual blood flow. That is, these are the synthetic drugs like estrogens, oil of Savin, borax. These drugs have no effect in pregnancy except in very large doses, which are sufficient to produce toxic effects, even dangerous to cause death. All the drugs are whether they are ecbolics or immunogogues, when they used in larger doses, they becomes poisonous, and they having the effects on the side effects on the mother also, as well as on the fetus, because they have a criminal intent to get rid of the fetus. And drugs acting indirectly on the uterus, these are the drastic purgatives, emetics, and heavy metals. Emetics and purgatives are taken on the basis that any violent stimulation of the GIT may result in abortion by reflex promoting uterine contractions. And purgatives like castor oil, they causes stimulation of the gastrointestinal tract along with the uterine contractions, but their action is not constant. If you be used in large amount, then they may affect. But if we use these drugs in large amount, they cause extensive damage to the renal, glomerular, and tubular epithelium, and death may occur. Heavy metals, mostly lead in the form of diaclin pills, it is lethal to the fetus and mother. It is not only cause tonic contraction of the uterus, but also toxic effects on trophoblastic epithelium, so it causes abortion of the dead fetus. Now, application of the mechanical violence, this can be done by the untrained DAIs and LHVs. Mostly the doctors and gynecologists, they not use these methods, and although they as they can't do the criminal abortions. Mechanical violence may be general and local. Generally, it acts directly on the uterus or indirectly by promoting congestion of the pelvic organs or hemorrhage between uterus and membranes. Like they have severe exercises, cycling or jumping from the heights. And local violence, they use local violence by causing local irritation and giving dilatation of the cervix, doing dilatation of the cervix with or without rupture of the membrane. And the method employed depends largely upon the skills and upon the knowledge of the anatomy of the pelvic parts, and accordingly the interference may be classified as unskilled, skilled, and semi-skilled. And by pregnant female itself, she used self-instrumentation by abortionists, by DAIs and LHVs, causing the dilatation of the cervix and rupturing the membrane. Even they cause curettage under septic conditions. And they can be using the syringing the uterine cavity with pressure like soap or other chemicals like carbolic acid, and such irritants lead shock, air embolism, and toxicity. And some skill abortifacients in first 12 weeks they will do DNC. After 12 weeks of the pregnancy, either use syntocinon drip in high doses or prostaglandins or both pessaries vaginally and the synto drip followed by the DNC. In second trimester, expulsion by synto infusion along with prostaglandins followed by the curettage or hysterectomy can be done. This is the diagram showing the dilatation and evacuation of a 23 weeks old fetus. This is criminal termination of the pregnancy. Usually in this stage of the pregnancy, always we expel the child. If there is legal abortion, we use the syntocinon drips or vaginal pessaries, prostaglandin pessaries to start the uterine contraction, and after dilatation of the cervix, fetus spontaneously expelled out. This picture shows the criminal intent, how the body parts are grasped at random with a long tooth clamp, and in pieces the body parts are pulled from the fetal body out the vaginal canal, and the remaining body parts are grasped and pulled out. The placenta and remaining contents are suctioned from the uterus, and these are the dangerous steps which can endanger whether there may be perforation of the uterus or there may be postpartum hemorrhage. So what the precautions a doctor, if she is on duty and having to deal the patient of the criminal abortion, the usually preliminary history and examination should be done. Information regarding a woman having undergone abortion should be treated as professionally secret. One should gather as much information as possible regarding the manner in which abortion was attempted and what are the circumstances. He or she should not attempt any surgery which could label to criminal charge if he or she is not trained. If the patient is seriously ill, the police should be informed, and if death is imminent, she should arrange for a dying declaration or dying deposition by informing the nearest magistrate. She should refuse to issue a death certificate if she dies, but should report the matter to police. If you are on duty and a patient comes with criminal abortion, you have to take the precautions. So the causes of death, this is the important, and usually comes in your SCQ as a SCQ. Okay, what are the causes of death in cases of criminal abortion? So from the start, whether there may be immediate death due to hemorrhage, excessive loss of the blood, or there may be toxicity of the drug, as the drugs you are using in large doses and they becomes poisonous and patient may die immediately. There may be death occurs due to neurogenic shock by dilatation of the cervix without any anesthesia. If you handle the cervix without any anesthesia, the patient, before doing the DNC, the patient goes into neurogenic shock and death occurs. There may be air, fat or amniotic embolism if you performing if a criminal abortion is performed under aseptic conditions. Hemorrhagic shock, by doing the DNC from uterine cavity or due to perforation of the uterus, and delayed death due to septicemia or tetanus. Patient may come with the tetanus, and when you taking the history, there will be history of the abortion, history of termination of the pregnancy. So that will be the case of the criminal abortion. Remote causes, there may be renal failure, meningitis, endocarditis and hepatitis. There are medical legal aspects for this. There is law for the abortion. When alleged abortion is due to blow or due to some quarrel, when female wish to conceal the pregnancy, and compensation purposes when abortion occurs due to accident or quarrel. So they can brought the female for the examination of her. Examination of a female, as you know, first of all the history, taking any drug or what method is used, and whether she may be pretending that she has abortion. She may exaggerate the offense by simulating an abortion in menstrual period. Usually they came and giving the history that beaten by her husband or by someone, and she has a termination of the pregnancy. But when you examine, and if you have an idea of the examination, and when you send the sample of the blood to the examiner for the detection of the which type of blood is present, then you confirm that whether there is a menstrual blood or there is the blood is due to the having the decidual tissue. And when you examining, apparently she will be exhausting, running temperature if she is a case of the criminal abortion. There will be injury to the cervix, foul smelling vaginal discharge, because it will be performed under aseptic condition. The uterus will be enlarged with os opened and products of conception may present inside. While if a dead female brought to you whom death occurs due to the septic abortion or criminal abortion, when you will examine, there will be signs of pregnancy, genital organs, looks for an injury. On opening the abdomen, uterus may be perforated, enlarged, and in septicemic death, there will be foci of small abscesses in all organs, especially in kidney and adnexas, or sometimes abdomen will be full of the pussy discharge due to the criminal abortion there, and death will be due to the septicemia. And when you send the uterus for the histological examination, then you will the report you will show that she has septicemia and she has the case of the criminal abortion. Now this picture shows all of us will be like this up to the 8 weeks of the pregnancy intrauterine. Now you clearly examine, then I will tell you later why I am showing you this. Just as you are seeing that is black spot is the development of the eye that appears up to the 7 weeks of the intrauterine pregnant in weeks, and this is the up to the 12 weeks. As you are showing that all the limbs are formed up to the 12 weeks, a fetus inside the uterus will be like this, and fetal growth from 8 to 40 weeks. How God grows the fetus inside the uterine cavity, and the reason for showing you is this, the how we classify the criminal miscarriage. This comes under section 338A, that is Isqat-e Hamal. Isqat-e Hamal is the Hamal whoever causes a woman with child whose organs have not formed to miscarry, if such miscarriage is not caused in good faith for the purpose of saving the life of the woman or providing necessary treatment to her said to cause isqat amal, means unme organs have not formed to miscarry. A woman who causes herself to miscarry is within the meaning of this section, means before the 8 weeks of the pregnancy. तो बता दो बाहर जाके, बता दो भाई ना. A woman, the statute of miscarriage in Pakistan takes into consideration stages of the gestation, making the offence more serious if it is done at a later stage of the pregnancy. So we have to distinguish isqat amal from isqat janeen. And punishment for isqat amal is imprisonment, which may extend to 3 years if isqat amal is caused with the consent of the woman, and imprisonment which may extend to 10 years if isqat amal is caused without the consent of the woman, and provided that as of isqat amal may hurt to the female or female dies, then imprisonment will be up to the 10 years. And 338b, that is isqat janeen, causing a woman with child whose limbs or organs are formed to miscarry, means after 8 weeks. From 12 weeks onward, if determination of the pregnancy, criminal abortion occurs, then it will be charged as the 338b. If such miscarry is not caused in a good faith for the purpose of saving the life of the woman, is said to cause isqat janeen. A woman herself to miscarry comes with the meaning of this section. And punishment of isqat janeen is 1/20th of the diyat if the child born dead, full diyat if the child is born alive but dies as a result of any fact of the offender, and punishment as ta'zeer with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years if child born alive but dies otherwise with result of any act of the offence. So this is the all about the punishments and the classification of the criminal abortion. Thank you very much.